And welcome to another tool video. I wasn't planning on making this one, but I think it's one of those unique tools that you'll find, but most of the ones I saw at the local Home Depot had pretty bad reviews. And what I'm talking about is this tool right here. As you can see, this is a special tool. It's a quarter bit, nothing to it. It does have a spring. That's what that looks like. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little better. Maybe add a little light here. Okay. Anyway, so let me do that again. So as you can see, it's pretty thick. But the ones at Home Depot, they just don't look quite right. I don't know if it's because of where they're made, but the reason I'm showing you this one is because this one is actually called a one-way lag installation tool. And this is by Hillman, part number 70542, which is right there. But the important part is that this tool is actually made in, at least this one is made in Taiwan. This one's not made in China, so that could explain the better material, maybe? I don't know. Either way, just wanted to show that because I've done, or I looked at 3 different doors that had this security screws. Let's see if I can get that. These are one-way security screws, and over time what happens is these things tend to either get loose or the holes just basically strip because of all that door opening and closing. And let's see, one door had lag bolts inside, so it wasn't from the outside, and I could not get any of these lag screws to stay on there. So what I ended up doing was I used a Tapcon because it's either going into concrete or stucco, but it's like concrete. So none of these, even the longer ones, just wouldn't stay. Once I use a Tapcon, it grabbed right away. So I was able to fix that or get that door tightened that way. Another door had this one here actually, and I was trying to get a longer one, but I couldn't get anything longer anymore because I just didn't have it. Um, and the only way I was able to get that door tightened, because believe it or not, that one bolt was making the whole frame uh, move, and because of that, it was hard to lock it and unlock it. So what I did was I just took this one out, made another hole on the top of the old hole, and then just put a lag screw, and that took care of that. The frame is not set, and it was higher up, so it was fine. So I've been kind of running into these by accident, just having to fix a couple of these doors. So that's why I want to get a tool, because I want to see if I could tighten some of them. The third door I'm going to be looking at has the same 2 of these that are loose. Now I got these things here. They're called lag screw shields. Let me see. And the way they work is basically, let me see here if I can do this one-handed. I already opened it. So you get a couple of lag screws just like the ones I already have. These are like 2 inches, I think. Anyway, one thing I'm almost forgetting to mention is that these screws, I believe they come in either 2, 3, and 4 inches long. This door had a 3. The last door I'll be looking at has a 4 inches lag screw, so I can't even go any longer there. That's the reason I bought this, because I was trying to figure out another way to fix the loose screws and or the lag screws. And one thing I was thinking of, maybe if we can put a plastic, those plastic little inserts that you use for concrete for a 5/16, maybe that could be an option to just put this back. Then I found this option. The gentleman at the Lowe's store where I bought this one, so you can get this at Lowe's. I didn't like the one at Home Depot because it was double the price and it had really bad reviews. Then again, these things are not gonna be perfect because, well, it's mainly because of these screws. As you can see, they're very shallow, so there's not much to bite in there. So they may end up getting jump. The tool may end up jumping on you or whatever. But anyways, this one seems to be better made. So looking at this piece that actually goes into the hole, obviously you gotta make a bigger hole. Trying to think if they have a size here. They have the instructions, but they're so tiny it's hard to see. So you drill, you put what do you call it? Hammer that in. Then you put the bracket or whatever, and you screw it in, and that's it. So what happens is on this one, as you can see, one side is closed, so that goes in. And what happens when you put the lag in there? Let me see if I can do this. Oh, well, there you go. It starts opening up. So you should be able to use this with the longer lag screws too, because it just opens up as you go in there. I thought it was going to be just for the short ones, but apparently not. So let me see here. So you can see, there you go. As you time that, it starts opening up. So obviously, maybe it'll be better to use it with the shorter ones, because the long ones, then that means you might have to go in farther in, and it might be a little harder to do that. So that's pretty much it for the one-way lag screw. And I wanted to make a video on it because actually you see the doors and everything, but nobody's actually shown the actual tool, or like the other tools that don't come with the doors. Apparently the doors come with one which is a lot smaller. I'm not sure, but I just want to get one just to have around for tightening these. You can actually use a pretty big screwdriver as well. You don't have to use a tool, but I figure if I can get a good tool just to tighten some things around and go from there, then that would help me, since just out of nowhere I had to deal with 3 different doors. And in LA you're gonna find out that these doors are pretty common, especially when it gets hot. People close these doors and then they open the inside door just to get some air in, that type of thing. But I hope that helps, and especially the tool, because the other tools there, like I said, this was about $10, by the way, 9 something and change plus tax, depending on where you get it or which Lowe's you get it at. And the one from Home Depot and even Amazon, they're like twice that much, and they all have pretty bad reviews. This one actually had pretty decent reviews, but again, keep that in mind that because of the way the screws are, you may have issues with it anyways. So it's not the tool, but just the way these are designed. So I hope that helps. And then I'll definitely look into see what else they got. It's kind of interesting to learn a few other things that I never done before, but it helps to learn something new and every day. So there you have it.